Welcome, welcome.
People are joining one by one.
Yay. I'll go ahead and put up this little screen so you can introduce yourself in the chat. Welcome, Yessie.
Let us know what institution you're joining from.
Yes, please. Ooh, since 2011, nice. Welcome.
Hi, John.
New to SACNAS, yay! Awesome, well, hopefully you'll learn a lot today. Another new member, awesome.
Hello, Oklahoma State. So many new people, that's exciting. Welcome, everyone.
Yes. Welcome. Ooh, California, not too far.
Hartnell.
All right, well, please do continue introducing yourself in the chat. Say where you're from, how long you've been a member. We'll go ahead and get started today. My name is Daniela Bernan. I'm the SACNAS membership manager, and I'm joined by Katerina, our student programs manager. And we're going to be talking today about student applications for the SACNAS National Conference. And the membership benefits that are associated with that. So we're going to go through our presentation with hopefully lots of time for Q&A. So if you do have questions while we're talking, please use the Q&A feature for those. And then please use the chat feature to talk to each other and get to know each other while we're going through this. So we'll go ahead and get started. And this is recorded, just one more reminder. So if you have to rewatch this later, you will get the recording afterwards. So welcome to all of our new SACNAS members, or if you're not a member yet, hopefully you'll join us right after this. SACNAS is the largest multicultural, multidisciplinary STEM diversity organization in the country. We have over 8,000 members in all STEM disciplines. We have 118 chapters all over the country. And we have lots of professional development, virtual in-person events, opportunities that you can take advantage of when you become a member. And so the goal of SACNAS and the culture that we have here is really bringing your whole self to STEM, and that's what we're here for, and that's what the community is there for, and that's what we try to do in all of our programs and events and opportunities. And today we're really going to talk about the conference, which is probably our biggest one. And this is SACNAS's National Diversity in STEM Conference. This happens every year. Last year we were virtual. And so this is where we have over 5,000 attendees usually attending from all over the country. We have a huge graduate school and career expo where you can meet future employers, graduate schools. We have awesome companies like Google, government agencies, really awesome STEM institutions looking to recruit. We have some awesome keynote speakers. This is Ellen Ochoa over here. You can actually go look at some of our past keynote speakers on our YouTube channel if you're interested. And then we have a lot of cultural events. So here's a picture from a cultural celebration in Hawaii. But depending on where we are, we always infuse culture, the culture of our members and our location into the event. So with a powwow, with the art, with the music, and all the different event, like little touches that you'll see in the conference. And then of course there's tons of sessions, over 100 and something sessions, tons of attendees, and research presentations, which is kind of what we're going to focus on today, and Katerina will talk a little bit about as well. So that's the conference. And in order to be eligible for for research presentations or scholarships to get you to the conference, you do need to be a SACNAS member. And we have a couple different options, but I want to emphasize that if you are planning to apply for a travel scholarship or a research presentation, you will want to be this student member. This is going to give you access to the applications that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to walk you through that because I know we have a lot of these SACNISTA members who are free, so you will need to upgrade. And then we'll talk about how you can do that and access the application. And then beyond just the applying for these programs, like I mentioned, there's lots of other benefits. And so I can talk more about that in a little bit. But today we will just mostly be focusing on applications, of course. So I'm going to go through kind of the steps here. There's a couple different scenarios. Either you're a brand new member, which I heard a few of you are, but to me that means you don't have any kind of SACNAS membership at all. Or you might be a SACNISTA member, that means you're the free member, and that means you will need to upgrade your membership. Or you're already a student member, sorry. So we'll go through that pretty quickly. It's not too difficult. So if you are a new member, and that means you don't have what I mean by that is you don't have a membership. You've never been a SACNAS member. What you're going to want to do when you're on our website, sacnas.org, and this really applies for, if you're applying for research presentations or travel scholarships. This is my daughter. She's in the background. Not right now, please. And so if you're on either of those applications you want to apply for, the steps are the same. So you'll need to create a membership. Super easy on our website, sacnas.org. There's this button right here at the top, says member login. Click that. You could even click this apply now button and you'll see somewhere it says create a new membership. That's what you're going to need to do. And once you click that button that I was just showing you, this member login, you'll want to make sure you select either the student or the postdoc membership. That's the key to be able to access these applications. And so you'll want to click one of those, click continue, and basically, fill out your profile, put all your information in there. And that will actually help pre-populate your application once we get there. So it's important to fill out your institution, your discipline, all that information. The other scenario is if you are a SACNISTA member. So you've created a profile in membership, but you're at the free level. So again, the steps for you would be to click this member login button right here, log into your membership, and you'll either get a couple different options. Most likely this kind of green bar picture, you'll get this prompt that says upgrade or continue. So if you're a SACNISTA member, again, you want to upgrade. So you'll just click this upgrade button here. Or if you're already in, if you don't get this prompt, basically you'll want to go to your, click your name at the top of the membership portal. You'll want to go down to this section, payments and history. Then you'll want to click this third tab over here. It's kind of covered by this arrow, but it says membership. And then you'll see a little green button in there that says upgrade your membership. So just want to click that. And for those of you who this applies to, I'm going to drop a link in the chat that will take you directly to this page here. So you could just check your status right now and see where you are, because basically under your name right there, it's going to say what membership you have if you're not sure exactly. So use that link in the chat. If you have any questions about what type of member you are, if it's active or not, it'll say it all right there. And so after following those two steps, or if you're already a student member, then from there, getting to the application, super easy. Again, this is a screenshot of sacnas.org. So whether you're applying for a research presentation or a travel scholarship or both, you'll just want to hit this yellow apply now button. And you're going to get to this page, which is kind of like our application portal. It lists the two applications here. But the first thing you're going to want to do is log in with your member credentials. That's the first step, and it's super important, again, because it's going to pull all of your membership information and put it into your application for you so that you can, move on to the exciting parts of the application and answering all those questions. So this is important to click. You're going to get a screen like this, and you sign in with your member username and your password. If you do, in this lower right-hand corner, if you do get this message invalid, it's most likely because either you don't have an active membership or you're not at the student or postdoc level membership. So if you're a SACNAS member and you try to log in, you're going to have some trouble here. So just make sure you go back a step and upgrade to the right level to get in. And then from there, once you sign in right there, it's going to bring you back to this page here, same one you were already at. And then you'll just basically click these blue buttons where it says click here to start the application. Super simple. And once you're signed in, you'll kind of see some more options up here. And then from there, you'll start going into the application. So I'm going to pause here and see if anybody has any questions about membership. We're going to talk about the application in just a moment. So if there's any questions, let's see. Oh, we have one. Why do I want to upgrade membership? Great question. So if you want to apply for a research presentation or a travel scholarship or both, you do need to upgrade to a student level membership because that benefit is part of that membership. There's also other reasons to upgrade your membership for our paid, what we call this paid membership. You'll have access to apply to these programs. You can also vote in SACNAS board elections, so you can use your voice and speak to SACNAS in that way. And you can participate in our story bank, which is kind of like a press database where we have members talk to members of the press about important issues. You will get a monthly email with jobs from our Career Center. So if you're looking for graduate programs or a job or internship or scholarships, you can get those directly into your inbox. Basically, if you have any questions for the membership benefits, they're all going to be on our website, sacnas.org/memberships with the S at the end. And I can also drop that link in the chat as well. Or you can always connect with me and I can talk to you more.
Daniela, there's another question. How quickly after you upgrade your membership will the research presentation application be available?
Oh, great question. Thank you. Yeah, so it should be pretty instant. One thing I would definitely highlight is when you upgrade your membership, you'll get a confirmation to your email address. And a lot of times that will go to your spam or your junk. So definitely check there if you're like not sure if it worked. But it should be pretty quick. I would give it maybe like 5-10 minutes and then you should be fine. If you have any problems, once you've already converted your membership and you're still trying to access the application, it's not working, just go ahead and email members with an S at sacnas.org.
What if I have a student membership, but I'm not technically a student anymore? I graduated from undergrad in May 2020, but still see myself as most fitting the student level of membership.
Gotcha. I would say that is a great question. As far as the application goes, Katerina, would they qualify?
Yes, so thank you, Kate, for the question. Applications are open to current students, and then research presentations are open to postdocs. So if you need to be a student member and a current student in order to qualify for these applications. But if you are not thinking of applying, I guess it's totally fine to be under student membership, unless you want to upgrade it to professional membership. That's up to you.
Let's see.
And so I see other questions that come in. They are more related to the applications, and then we can answer them as we cover that section.
I'll just add really quick for the question about students getting free membership. One thing I would recommend, we do have the free membership option, again, that wouldn't be eligible to apply for these programs. So one thing I would recommend is talking to your mentor, your professors, your department about basically sponsoring your membership, paying for your membership for you. It's super easy to do. You can talk to them about, why this is important for your education, the benefits of the conference, the benefits of presenting your research on a national scale. So we highly recommend that option because we know, paying dues isn't always possible for everyone. So I'll stop there.
And I do have one more question that came through chat for you, Daniela. Is membership required for a faculty member that is mentoring her students and plans to attend the 2021 meeting? So do you have any information about that?
Yeah, so technically no. You don't need to be a member to attend the conference. The great thing is that when you do register for the conference, your membership will be included. So for Jeffrey, you can just wait to register and your membership will be automatically included when you register for the conference. There are other benefits associated with being a professional member that are not related to the conference. So again, SACNAS.org/memberships. You can check out everything it says on there.
Thank you, Daniela. Okay, let me start sharing my screen so we can start talking about the applications. As Daniela mentioned, last year we had our first virtual SACNAS conference, and this image is a perfect description of that. You see the student presenter is chatting with her mentor while sharing her digital poster. Let me mention first who is eligible and what opportunities we have. If you are a community college undergraduate or graduate student, you are eligible to apply for research presentations, for a chance to present your research, and for travel scholarship. If postdocs, and I saw a question came through Q&A, if you're a postdoc, you're eligible to apply for research presentations. We always have a cohort of postdocs presenting their research, and year after year, that cohort is slowly growing. Unfortunately, we don't have travel awards for postdocs at the moment, but keep checking our social media channels, keep checking our website, because we never know. Sometimes we get additional funding closer to the conference, and maybe you might be eligible. So there's always that option. So let's start talking about research presentations first. Daniela told you how to get to the applications. You need to be a current member, and when you click on starting your application, this is the first page you will see. It's very simple, and what I wanted to do here, I just wanted to go through the application so you can see how straightforward and simple it is and see what is expected from you to submit the application. So first, it will ask you for your title of the research. You will add your email, and usually because you're already a member, it will pre-populate for you. We want to know if this would be your first time presenting at the SACNAS conference. Then the permission section. So here we ask you if we can publish your abstract online. I encourage you to talk to your PI or your mentor if your work could be displayed publicly. And what that means is we usually create a PDF abstract book that we have on our website. So anybody who accesses the website could see your abstract. Next would be I grant the permission to share my name, email address, and institution with the student presentation sponsors. We usually have a small cohort, small group of sponsors who want to support student presentation awardees. you will be qualified for an award if you say yes. We share this information with sponsors because sometimes it's a great opportunity. Some of them have additional opportunities for the awardees. They might reach out to you after the conference. Some may offer you a free membership to their society. They might invite you to attend their conference for free, or might have some other opportunities available for you. Then we ask you to confirm that you are the presenter who's submitting this application. In the past, we had few cases where the professor was submitting an application on behalf of a student or a friend, and the presenter was not aware that his or her application was submitted. We do require that the student who wants to present has to submit the application. Also, you need to read the application requirements before you finalize your application. So there's a hyperlink, please read. Select your institution type. We want to know if you're attending community college, if you're attending tribal college, undergraduate, four-year university, and so on. Select your discipline and sub-discipline. Here is important for students, especially in multidisciplinary studies. We want you, again, talk to your PI or mentor if you're unsure, but select the sub-discipline that is the closest to the research you're conducting. The reason for that is we will be assigning reviewers based on the sub-discipline you select here. So you definitely want to avoid selecting very different sub-discipline from the research, from the abstract you are submitting, where the reviewer would not know really what you're talking about. And then next, we have not decided on this year's conference format. Hopefully we will know soon, and we will let you all know through our social media channels and our website if we will be in person, hybrid, or virtual this year. But we definitely want to collect this information in case you do not want to present if we go fully virtual or we go fully in person. So please let us know your opinion there. Then you press save and you go to the next page. This is author's information. It will pre-populate from your membership. For some reason, if it doesn't, just submit, select. Again, for current academic level, make sure to select the correct academic level as of who you are now. If you're an undergraduate student, then if you're a graduate student, you will see additional question pops up if you want to do a poster presentation or oral presentation. And that will differ if we go for in-person conference. So for graduate students have this option either to present poster or oral. And if we go in person, if you selected oral presentation, you will be assigned a room and you will be one of 4 or 5 presenters, and you will have 2 or 3 mentor judges assigned for that room, and you will use your PowerPoint and will present your research. If you selected to present a poster, you will be in the expo hall with all the institutions and companies, as Daniela mentioned before. We usually have in expo hall on the sides poster boards, and students are assigned a number and they have printed their poster, and that's when they present to all the attendees. So that the format is a little bit different there. If we go virtual, it really would not matter because again, you will be sharing your screen and presenting your poster, but it's up to you. Then again, we ask you to select, if you're an undergraduate student, we want to know what institution you're attending. So just select what's the most applicable for you. We want to know if you're a first generation college student as well. Next, you will select where you will be at the fall 2021. That's when the conference will be occurring. Either at same institution, or you will be transferring, or you will not be a student anymore. Next would be to submit your institution name. Please avoid using abbreviation. Just spell out your full institution, because this section will go into citation for your abstract, for that PDF abstract that I mentioned earlier. Here you can add any additional authors, your mentors who contributed to your research. And then you will press save and next. The last page is abstract text. Your abstract text should not be more than 250 words, should not include title, co-authors, any citation. So just your intro, thesis, methods, results. And if you are still conducting your research, it's okay not to have final results. Preliminary results are absolutely acceptable. Just make sure you add preliminary results, like what your expectations are of this research. Just don't skip that section, because points will be deducted. And then conclusion of your research. So you can either copy paste or just type in this text box. Then you will click, if you want to edit your application before the deadline, click save, and you will be able to go back, or if you are done, click submit. So before you click any button, if you click submit, it will give you this message if you're sure you want to click to submit. Next, once you submit, it will say your information has been received, and also you will receive a confirmation email, kind of like your receipt that you submitted your application. For some reason, if you think you submitted your application and you've never received a confirmation email, email me, contact me, and ask what's going on, because that means most likely we did not receive your application. So you definitely want to make sure you have a confirmation email. In the email, it says the deadline, by when you can edit your application, and when you will hear back from us. So by May 24th, we're expecting to notify everyone. Here, in the past, some students thought that by applying for research presentations, you automatically apply for travel scholarship. It is not the case at SACNAS. So those applications are completely independent from each other. And therefore, we give you a link in this confirmation email that if you need support getting to the conference and support with the registration for the conference, you want to submit another application. Here, great resources for you. So it's in the research presentations webpage, and you can get here from going to our website, SACNAS.org, click on conference, and then research presentations. So we have, you will read the application components and requirements. It's basically what I just talked now, the selection process. Once you're accepted, you can see what's happening next. We have a long section of frequently asked questions, so make sure to go through that before maybe you reach out to me. And then the next resource, we have several webinars done specifically for you, and right now the most accurate would be to look at how to write a successful abstract. And so this webinar was done by 4 SACNistas. They have been reviewers for many years. They have been mentor judges. Some of them have presented at SACNAS when they were students. So they really give you, and they are from different disciplines, so they give you that perspective as a SACNAS reviewer, what really they look in a strong abstract and what mistakes to avoid. And once your application gets accepted, I strongly encourage you to review other webinars. They are all done by SACNAS mentor judges and students. So they are sharing experience about specifically SACNAS conference. So next, I want to talk about second opportunity for you would be the travel scholarship. The application.
Can we pause for just a few
Yes.
research presentation specific questions?
Let's do.
Okay, awesome. So one question is, what happens if you want to be part of research presentations, but you don't have research?
You want to be a part of research presentations. So at SACNAS, it might be different from other conferences. We don't do group presentations. So let's say you are conducting research with the group, and if all of you in that group want to present, all of you have to submit an individual presentation, individual application, and it's totally fine to be for that application to be on the same research. If you are not conducting any research, you're not part of the research group, I encourage you to attend the conference and listen to other presentations. Engage with those student presenters, ask them questions, how they got engaged in the research, and so next year when you are conducting the research, you can apply and present.
Perfect. And that answered another question we had about if we do collaborative presentations or if you can present together. So,
okay, great.
Individual. Can I still apply if my discipline and research is in social science, but the research is on underrepresented students in STEM?
Absolutely. We are a multidisciplinary conference, and so we majority of our presentations are in STEM disciplines, but we have a good section in social science. So yes, definitely apply.
Awesome. For graduate student submissions, are we allowed to select both poster and oral as an option to increase our chances of being accepted?
Great question. You have to select just one option, but I will tell you that to increase your chances, as you mentioned, select oral presentation, because if you receive the high score, so oral presentations are limited spots, and if you received a high score on your application and we don't have enough spots for you, we will offer you to present a poster. But if you selected only poster, then you don't have an option later on to present an oral.
And one more, what goes into the selection process for presentations?
I guess what reviewers are looking at. Definitely encourage you to view the webinar that I just mentioned, how to write a successful abstract. They are looking at your abstracts. That's all. So just make sure you mention all those components in the abstract. So like if you don't have the results yet, mention the expected results. Don't skip any parts of the abstract.
Awesome. All right, let's hear about travel scholarships.
Okay, and I see one more question I will answer before I go to travel scholarship. How many students can co-present for one paper? Again, no co-presentations. Each student has to submit their individual applications, and there is no maximum cap. There's no cap on that. So, okay, keep the questions coming, and I'm sure we'll have time at the end of this workshop, and we will get back to all of your questions. So let's go to travel scholarships. Again, the eligibility for travel scholarships, you have to be a current community college, undergraduate, or graduate student. The application looks very similar to research presentations. Again, some information will be pre-populated from your membership. You see all this demographic information, self-explanatory. Next, Are you a US citizen or permanent resident? So the reason why we ask this question, this information will be strictly confidential. Why we ask? Because we do have different funding for travel scholarships. Some is government funding, some is private funding. So we just want to know in which pool of the funding you will be directed. I hope that makes sense. So definitely don't hesitate to share. Then you will select your current academic level. It's very similar to research presentations question. We want to know if you're a first generation college student, and then in the fall, what your status will be. Your institution affiliation, select your discipline. So here is mostly not as strict as it was for research presentations application. Just select the discipline that is your major. And if you are, for instance, a community college student and you have not decided your major yet, just select what you're thinking of studying later on. We want to know if you will be applying for research presentation. So let's say if you are applying in the spring for travel scholarship, but you will be applying for research presentation in the summer, just click yes, that you will be applying for research presentation. We want to know if you are currently enrolled or interested in pursuing graduate studies in biomedical or behavior sciences. We ask that question because some of our funding supports students just in biomedical or behavior sciences. So if you are unsure, but there is a possibility that you might be studying that, click yes. So you increase your chances of being funded. Next, we want to know your history with SACNAS. So let us know if you have ever received a travel scholarship. If you attended the conference, you will see in the drop down the options. Let us know if you're a current chapter member at your institution. Then we require you to read the code of conduct to go to the next step. Another important component of travel scholarship is the letter of recommendation. We just need one letter from one recommender. Before you submit, please talk to that person, let them know so they are not just receiving this email that I will share with you in a few about this request. So let them know that you're applying for travel scholarship, you're planning to attend the conference, and you need their support. So you will simply just add their full name and the email address and then send the request now. They will automatically receive this email. You will have the deadline. I encourage you all to write down that deadline because you also want to know it's Sunday, April 18, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. This is important because we will not be receiving any late submissions. And then it shows what they should include in the letter of recommendation to make it a strong letter. Once your recommender uploads the letter, you will receive an automatic email, so you will know the letter has been submitted. So you don't need to email me and ask me if your application has been completed, if your recommender submitted the letter. You will be notified. I encourage you, if the deadline is approaching April 18 and you still have not received that email, follow up with your recommender. They might be busy, they might forget. So it's definitely your responsibility to make sure they submit that letter. Otherwise, your application is incomplete and will not be sent to the reviewers. So you definitely want to make sure you receive that letter of recommendation. Next component, this would be the last page of the application. So statement of purpose, maximum 500 words essay, and we give you the bullet points of what you should include in your statement of purpose. Describe your research interest, the importance of this research to you. You might not be conducting the research at the moment, and that is totally fine. If you are, great, talk about this research. If you are not conducting at the moment, talk about your studies in general and what you want to do. Describe your academic and career goals and how SACNAS conference can help to achieve them. And also describe how you would benefit from receiving this travel scholarship and attending SACNAS. Don't just say that I've never been to, let's say when we were in Hawaii a couple of years ago, I've never been to Hawaii, and this is such a wonderful opportunity for me to go. Really write down what you're looking for at the conference. And I would say to get inspired, look at our website, look at previous SACNAS conferences, see what we offer, what sessions we have, and then form your letter, include that information in your letter that you're looking for to receive this information, attend this type of sessions and things like that. The last component of the application would be to upload your unofficial transcript. So again, you can just download as a PDF from your institution. And this is in no way to check on your grades, how you're performing as a student. That we just want to know that you are a current student, because that's the main eligibility to qualify for travel scholarship. Then once you
go on, Katerina, sorry.
Yeah.
I just have a question related to that, actually, the unofficial transcript. This person's institution provides an advising report similar to a transcript. Would that work?
Yeah, that would work. That would work. Make sure you just download it as a good document. Don't do screenshots. Don't do screenshots from your cell phones and try to upload something that it's easy for reviewers to look at and it's readable. Okay, so then again, if you want to go back to your application, you click save. If you are done, click save and finalize. Make sure avoid these chances of you actually completed your application on your behalf from your site, but you did not click finalize, and you just click save, but you think you did everything. Like, make sure you go back to your application and click finalize, because if you just click save, your application is incomplete and will not be sent to reviewers. So definitely make sure you finalize the application. Same message you will get, we received your information, and the same confirmation email about your travel scholarship. So the deadline to submit applications is April 16, 5 p.m. Don't wait until the last moment submitting your application. We do have always few students who wait until 30 minutes before the deadline, and then they realize they need to purchase membership, and they call us, and the website freezes for some reason. So definitely avoid those scenarios. Give yourself plenty of time, and again, you can start the application right now and go back and keep editing it. And then the deadline is the same for when we're planning to notify you on the status. So May 24, you will know. Some resources for you on the travel scholarship webpage. You can find that on SACNAS.org, going to the conference and the travel scholarship. So the application components and requirements, you will see the hyperlink here. Click here for detailed information about application requirements. Definitely go to that document, because it really gives you in details what you should include for statement of purpose, and just overall to submit a successful application. That's it. So we are, let me stop sharing my screen.
We have a couple questions,
Great.
but since we are done, please take this time to put all your questions into the Q&A so we can keep answering them. The first one is here. What will the travel scholarship provide to awardees? And will this change if the conference is virtual, in person, or hybrid?
Great question. Yeah, so we have definitely various opportunities for travel scholarships. Some students will be covered. Let's assume we meet in person. Will be the round trip, the hotels and registration covered. If students are in a different group of funding, it will be just hotel and travel, and then students will be required to register on their own. If we go fully virtual, just like last year, we will provide free registration for the students.
Perfect. Am I eligible for the travel scholarship if I might be a grad student in the fall? And they add that they're accepted to programs but still deciding.
Yeah, so you have to be a current student. You have to be a current student at the moment and a student in the fall. Submit an application. It's not going to penalize you. You know, if you submit your application and you are a student in the fall, the reviewers will make that decision.
Excellent. Next one we have is, can our mentor PIs be the one to submit the letter of recommendation, or do we seek it elsewhere?
Yeah, great question. So for letter of recommendations, ask your mentor, ask your PI, ask your professor at your institution, administrator at your institution, someone who knows you well. Do not ask your family and your friends.
Next one, oh, and I saw one in the chat too. I don't want to forget that one. I received a travel award when the conference was virtual. Does this exclude me from being eligible this year, I'm guessing?
Definitely not. Apply for travel scholarship.
And I see another. Just to confirm, there is only one travel scholarship deadline in April, even if you are submitting a research presentation for the summer.
So we do have 2 application submissions for both travel scholarship and research presentations, and that's something I should have mentioned earlier. So in the spring, with the deadline April 16, we are open to all student level for both travel scholarship and for research presentations. The summer deadline will be open only to undergraduate students or community college and undergraduate who are conducting summer research. So, and the reason for that, we want to make sure to give an opportunity for those students who cannot submit research at the moment because they haven't started working on the research, that they submit in the summer. So if you are a graduate student, make sure you apply for travel scholarship right now.
Great. Another question for the travel scholarship. What would constitute the most ideal individual concerning role and relationship? Writing the letter, ideal person writing the letter of recommendation.
Again, someone who knows the applicant well, professionally speaking.
Awesome. We're caught up on questions, so if you have any more, send them now.
And if you might have questions later on, you can reach us out. Let me share my screen again to share our email addresses, where you can contact us. So yeah, if you have any questions about membership, email Daniela at memberships@sacnas.org. If you have any questions, travel scholarship related, here's the email address. And if you have any questions about research presentations, make sure you message presentations@sacnas.org.
And I have a quick note now that I see it on the screen. The email is members with an S at SACNAS.org. That is my bad. So I'm putting it in the chat. That is the correct one. If you have questions about membership, email members@SACNAS.org. That'll come to me. I'll walk you through all the steps for setting up your membership. We have another question. Would it matter if the individual writing the letter is not affiliated with their own SACNAS chapter? Or would a faculty member sponsoring the chapter be the most ideal to write the letter?
I would say either or. Whoever you have better relationship with, just ask for letter of recommendation. Sometimes in the past it happened, student asked one faculty and if some emergency happened and the faculty could not submit a letter of recommendation and the deadline was approaching, you can go back to your application and edit and request another person to submit the letter. So it's always good to have a backup plan. Excellent. Again, yeah, let us know. Oh, I see another question in the chat. Okay, that's for the chapters question. Email to chapters@sacnas.org.
Yes.
And our chapters manager will let you know. Daniela, do you want to mention about next steps? And I can share my screen.
All right, awesome. So yes, if you think after this of any other questions, definitely check out the website. That's where we have all the frequently asked questions, everything anyone's ever thought of. But if you still look at that and you still have questions, we mentioned our website, we mentioned our emails. We do have a online group. So if you are a member, even if you are a free member and you're still thinking about it, we have trying to find the link. We have a group in our membership online portal, which you can join in and talk with other people who are presenting their research and thinking about applying. So I would encourage you to check there. That's a good place to network with other people who are part of this community and thinking about applying, as I already said. And that's a good resource. I think Katerina will probably post some of the resources that we already have in there too, just to keep giving you all of the best information. And then lastly, if you enjoyed this webinar or you have a workshop, or you have ideas about future things you would like to see that would help you make the most of your membership, please take the survey that's going to pop up right at the end of this webinar, of this workshop. And you will get an email as well with the recording that also has a link to the survey. So if you missed it the first time, please fill it out the second time. That's how we get all of our great ideas of better ways to serve you. And so I think with that, unless there's any last minute questions, we can end early. And thank you for joining us. Thank you, Katerina. Thank you for bearing with my daughter who was taking pictures in the background.
Thank you, Daniela. Thank you, everyone who was joining. Yeah, and again, if you have any questions, email us and we'll get back to you ASAP. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.